I think that there's big trouble, and I think when we do have this meltdown that I am looking for, it will come directly correlated to the banks, and unfortunately, we the American people will probably have to bail them out.
You're watching Silver News Daily. Subscribe for more.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if the entire financial system teetered on the edge of collapse? Well, according to market expert Todd Bubba Horwitz, we're closer than you think. He's sounding the alarm on an impending banking crisis, systemic risks, and market crash that could send silver prices soaring. Is this the perfect storm you need to prepare for? Let's dive in to uncover why silver could be the ultimate lifeline in these turbulent times.
Well, I mean, look at the grain prices right now. You know, some commodities are moving up. We're watching gold and we're watching whatever go flying higher today. The grain markets are getting destroyed. Farmers are going broke. Okay, they are actually, right now at current prices, they're probably going to have to sell at a loss if they have to sell. And I've recommended that they not sell and that they hold because, of course, there was a pretty much of a bumper crop global wide, so it has kept prices down. But again, we make the best product, we grow the best product, and when there's a demand, we're going to get paid for it. And that is a problem, and this has been created. But I'm all for tariffs because let the others pay to do business, just like we'll pay to do business with them. But I don't like NAFTA. I never liked NAFTA from the day it came out. And I don't like, you know, the way that we do business with China. I think China is our enemy. I don't think China is our friend.
The warning signs are impossible to ignore. Experts are calling up major cracks in the stock market. Technical indicators, like the 200-day moving average, have dipped significantly, signaling a potential downturn. Todd Horwitz goes even further, predicting a catastrophic sell-off of up to 70%. What's fueling this dire outlook? Overvaluation and dwindling investor confidence. As sectors weaken and momentum stalls, are we heading straight for a financial iceberg?
I think he's going to end the Ukraine war, which means it will quit giving billions of dollars to that. I think that that's pretty much, I think, a foregone conclusion. I think that they want to talk, and I think that war was kept going because, of course, it was money. We kept funding them. I think that the mass deportations, I mean, that's another big expense that we have to pay, not only from out of our pocket through tax dollars to support them, but through the criminals that have come in, through the gangs that have come in. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about the potential of rebuilding the wall. Okay, again, I've said this before, and I am not ashamed to say it. I would like to be the United States of America an island, because I don't think we need anybody else, and I'm tired of supporting the rest of the world with my tax dollars. Okay, again, what do they do for us? Nothing. What do we do for them? Our dollars continue to outflow out of this country to support China, to support the Ukraine war, to support all these other things. What's wrong with taking care of Americans that aren't working? What's wrong with taking care of our veterans that can't even get good health care? I mean, again, I look at it like we don't need anybody else. I don't mind helping. I don't mind doing business with others. And I'm very excited about the tariffs as well, because I think it'll be better for Americans.
Todd Horwitz doesn't hold back when it comes to the Federal Reserve. He claims their recent rate cuts have done more harm than good, creating inflation instead of curbing it. While the Fed slashed rates by 100 basis points, borrowing costs actually increased, leaving the middle class bearing the brunt of higher prices and diminished purchasing power. Could this hidden tax be the spark that ignites a larger economic fire? And where does silver fit into this unfolding drama?
Always a misleading picture. The jobs suck. I mean, let's be frank. I mean, the jobs are horrible. How about all the people that have been laid off? Remember, they're using what is called the U3, okay, which is a 3-month barometer of the jobs number, okay? It doesn't count the people that just gave up and quit looking for jobs. They really need to use the U6. And if you looked at the U6, you would see a much different picture. I will bet any amount of money that this number will be revised next month, okay? And jobs aren't coming back so fast because we don't have industry. We have a recession. Believe it or not, we have a recession, and nobody wants to admit to it. But when you walk around and you see, yes, people are spending money because they're putting on their charge card, easy credit, big interest rates later. So, you know, it's the old Fram oil filter. You can pay me now or you can pay me later. Well, people are choosing to try to pay it later, but they don't realize that they're paying somewhere between 27 and 29% interest, and that debt they're never going to get out. Okay, so that's the problem with what we've done here. These jobs are not real. Okay, maybe they were temporary. Maybe they were jobs to help fix from the storms in North Carolina. Maybe they're, going to be now for the firefighters in California. But overall, Good, real jobs are not available, and it's a bunch of garbage when they report that they are.
The banking sector is teetering on a dangerous edge, and Todd Horwitz warns that it could be the epicenter of the next financial meltdown. With banks leveraging far beyond sustainable levels, even minor economic shocks could trigger catastrophic consequences. Adding fuel to the fire, rising consumer debt and escalating borrowing rates are tightening the noose around the middle class. If the banks falter, what will happen to the broader economy? And could silver become a safe haven when it all comes crashing down?
I mean, again, this is the destruction of the middle class continues. And of course, now, hopefully, with a new person in office, President Trump, hopefully that will change. You know, everybody talks about and worries about, well, he's going to make tax cuts for the wealthy. Well, the tax cuts are across the board. And let's face it, the wealthy pay the majority of tax in this country. You want to fix the taxes. You want to fix who pays what. Change the tax code. Don't give the big guys the chance to take advantage of the law. They're not violating the law. They are simply following it to the letter. You want to fix it, change it. That's the way that we can tax the wealthy more, is by changing the tax code, not by making these ridiculous comments that we have to tax the rich because they make too much money. Listen, I'm all for everybody making as much as they can, because you're going to pay taxes on it when you make it. And if you make more and more, you're going to find loopholes, which are purely in the tax guide. I mean, we don't need a 27,000 page tax guide. Okay. We need a couple of pages saying you make this, you pay that. And of course, this is the problem that has been created by bureaucracy and by the cartel of the Fed and by the criminals in government, the deep state and all those people. This is a much deeper problem than you and I can actually cover.
The middle class is caught in a perfect storm, squeezed by rising inflation, stagnant wages, and mounting debt. Todd Horwitz argues that government policies and misleading economic data only worsen the situation. Official unemployment numbers fail to capture the true state of joblessness, while high-interest credit traps families in a cycle of financial strain. As the purchasing power of the dollar erodes, is silver the answer to protecting what's left of the middle-class dream? And what steps can families take before it's too late?
That is a bunch of idiots. I mean, let's be honest. The cut in rates was to create more inflation, to fill up the tax coffers, the hidden tax of inflation. Let's see what happened here. If we go back to September 18th with the first cut of 50 basis points, the 10-year notes were trading at 3.5%. Today, they're over 4.7%. With the Fed has cut 100 basis points, the rates to the borrower have gone up 120 basis points. So you tell me what that's all about. That's about creating more inflation and spending more money so that we can fill the government coffers with more tax dollars, because everything you buy has some sort of federal tax associated to it. So basically, the middle class got screwed by the Federal Reserve.
Silver stands at the crossroads of opportunity and necessity, with a unique role as both a monetary safe haven and an industrial powerhouse. Todd Horwitz highlights its potential to thrive amidst financial chaos, predicting prices could soar as high as $1.40 an ounce in 2025. Why is silver so special? It's not just a hedge against inflation. It's also a key component in industries like electronics and renewable energy. As inflation rises and currencies falter, could silver become the must-have asset for securing your financial future?
First of all, volumes are very light, so you're seeing some selling come in, and, listen, it's the start of a new year, and we always get some kind of action. But, again, I don't think that the markets are under any danger. Now, I do believe over the long term, there's a big sell-off coming, a big haircut, which I've said all along, which is I think will be 50 to 70%. However, I think this is more selling on light volume. It doesn't appear to be a lot of panic coming into the market. I mean, with the volatility index only at 19. I mean, last time we had a big dip, it was over 25. So to me, this is more natural selling. Maybe some people that were waiting and to sell till after the year so they can defer their taxes. There's a whole bunch of reasons of why. Right now, I mean, listen, I think we're in trouble. Inflation is on the rise. There's a lot of things going on, but we still have an overinflated money supply, which will continue to provide those that are investing with money to buy into this market.
History has shown that precious metals shine brightest during times of economic turmoil, and silver is no exception. During past inflationary spikes and market crises, silver has consistently outperformed, acting as a reliable store of value. But it's not just inflation driving silver's prospects. Geopolitical uncertainty and industrial demand are adding fuel to the fire. Could these converging trends make silver the breakout star of the precious metals market in 2025?
The banks are dramatically over-leveraged, and it's going to be interesting to see when all these credit card bills start to come due and all these loans start to come due. Again, they did get a big benefit from the Federal Reserve because they got a raise of 100 basis points on their borrowing power, and they got another 120 basis point on their lending power, so they picked up 2 points on the spread. But I think that they're dramatically over-leveraged, and I think that's part of the backing behind all these cuts as well. I think that there's big trouble, and I think when we do have this meltdown that I am looking for, it will come directly correlated to the banks, and unfortunately, we, the American people, will probably have to bail them out.
Todd Horwitz presents a bold vision, the potential return to a gold or silver-backed currency as a way to stabilize the economy. With growing distrust in fiat money and mounting systemic risks, this idea is gaining traction among policymakers and financial experts. Could a revamped monetary system anchored in tangible assets like silver restore confidence and curb inflation? And if so, how close are we to seeing such a seismic shift in the global economy?
I think he'll have the right people in place to help get us out of these positions, and I think that he's pretty thorough at what he does, and he does surround himself with some pretty good people. I think it won't be as trying as it was. I think that a lot of this latest mess that's been put on by the Biden administration, which has caused more damage, as he's running out, as his time is running out, it seems to me that he's doing as much damage as he can, but it's really not him because he's really not a person anymore. He's just somebody who doesn't know where he's at. However, the people behind him and we'll call it the deep state for lack of a better term, they're creating a lot of stuff that's going to need a lot of work and a lot of cleanup from the Trump administration. But I think he's fully equipped to do it. And he's going to run this country like a business, which I believe is the way it should.
While gold often dominates the spotlight, Todd Horwitz argues that silver offers even greater potential. Not only is it significantly undervalued compared to gold, but its industrial applications make it a versatile and essential asset. From electronics to renewable energy, silver's demand is set to skyrocket. For the average investor, silver provides a more accessible and practical hedge against economic turmoil. Could this poor man's gold actually be the smartest investment for 2025?
I think there is a real possibility. Again, I don't know if we'll get there, but I think there's a real possibility that exists that we could get there. And again, I think it's going to depend, first of all, on the way that Trump handles this initial opening of his first 100 days, as I like to say. There's a lot of things that can go on. And again, I think there's going to be a lot of pain for middle class America, not because he's doing it, it's because he's cleaning up the mess that was left before. And the mess is still going to create some pain for all of us. Okay. But I do think that if he gets things the way that he wants to get them done and he gets the bills passed and he gets everything done, I think that it opens up the chance for going back on a back currency and it takes away all these BRICS nations, all these thoughts of other things going around. And I do believe that it has a very real possibility.
Preparation is key, and Todd Horwitz emphasizes that protecting your assets doesn't mean panic selling. It means smart hedging, using derivatives, diversifying holdings, and acquiring physical silver are just a few strategies to safeguard your portfolio. As markets face mounting volatility, learning how to hedge effectively could be the difference between weathering the storm and being swept away. Are you ready to take control of your financial future before the next big market shift?
Remember, platinum and silver are both industrial metals as well. I mean, gold is not. So I think that you'll get some demand from there. And I do believe that you'll see money flow there because that would be considered the poor man's gold, the poor man's, silver and platinum, especially silver. I mean, and listen, if I'm right, and I do believe there's a chance that things get bad enough that we could see currency, gold be used as a currency again, gold and silver. And you're going to need some of the smaller denomination if that actually becomes the case. Now, Besant, Trump's financial guy, I mean, there's a chance we can go back on the gold and the silver standard. So there's a lot of things that are in the works because they're also very big fans of Bitcoin, and that would help maybe destroy the central banking system altogether, because the bottom line is Ron Paul was right all along, is end the Fed or at least audit them. I mean, all they really do, listen, they're owned by the banks, they're owned by the cartel, and the cartel is in it for themselves. Hence, you can watch at the 10-year notes versus the cut in rates over the last.
The signs of a financial storm are all around us, from over-leveraged banks to rising inflation and unsustainable debt. Todd Horwitz warns that if a meltdown hits, the ripple effects could devastate the global economy. But amidst the chaos, silver stands up as a beacon of stability. Its role as both a monetary and industrial asset positions it uniquely to weather the storm and emerge stronger. Could silver be your shield in a world of economic uncertainty?
I think gold will see, obviously over 3,000 this year. I don't like to make massive, wild projections. 3,200 would not surprise me whatsoever. I think silver mid-30s, maybe a chance it could reach 40 this year. I mean, silver has lagged so far behind along with platinum for years now. And I think that, again, we could see right now, I like silver and platinum better than like gold, but I do like gold, right? But I think that they've lagged the markets for so long that there are going to be some bigger demand for those products as well. But I'm a big fan of metals in here. I think that they go higher. Listen, there'll be some sell-offs. Again, nothing's going to go straight up, just like things don't go straight down. I do believe that, again, I think gold will see, let's say 3,200, if not higher. I think silver will see, 35 to 40. And I think platinum will get back into the $1,400 range. And I think that those are great places to put money right now, especially with what's going on.
As we connect the dots, the picture becomes clear. Systemic risks, inflationary pressures, and market instability are setting the stage for a financial upheaval. Todd Horwitz's insights reveal why silver is poised to rise as both a safeguard and a strategic asset. Whether it's shielding against currency devaluation or capitalizing on industrial demand, silver offers a unique opportunity to secure your wealth. The time to act is now. Position yourself wisely in these turbulent times, and don't forget to subscribe for more strategies to navigate the financial storms ahead. And remember, this isn't financial advice, just sound logic in an uncertain world.